Hello there, folks. It is I, Nerdy John, with episode 5 of the official episode 5, by the way, of Nerdy Live Plus. I know we had some bumps here and there when it comes to the bonus show, but I just wanted to say that we're back with it, boys. Not only with the magnificent K-Huck back in action,
Hello.
but guys, okay, so we're talking about a Michael here. Okay, we're talking about a Michael who happens to be Spanish. So I figured I would get something close to that. We have a Mike that's Cuban. Say hello there, Mike the Bike.
I'm not Mike the Bike.
Oh no.
No. My name is Alberto.
Oh.
I heard you guys were talking shit.
well,
no, Mike the Bike is a superior Mike. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, would it help if we said that Nicholas Diorio put us up to it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, everything is Nicholas Diorio's fault. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Everything, yeah. Well, it's true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Everything points to Diorio. Yes, of course. Yes.
Do you agree with that kind of math there, Mike the Bike? E equals it's Nick's fault.
Well, I actually do think everything is Nick's fault. I can't tell you why, but I'm certain of it. I know I said I was gonna hang out with you, but they just dropped. I just saw a video that says 101 hidden facts from the Spider-Man 2 trailer. So I'm gonna have to bounce and watch this video that totally has 101.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but Spider-Man's kind of more important than even YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't let Maggot Edits hear Spider-Man. I think I gave her PTSD from Spider-Man.
Why does she not like Spider-Man?
No, it's because she would watch a lot of streams and they were casual gaming streams, right? And I would talk about Spider-Man a lot because guys, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm a little bit of a nerd.
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't.
Are you also? Have you shown your John yet?
Well, maybe 3 times. I don't know.
Oh Lord have mercy. Anyway,
did you just do the Yoda?
No, I did not. No,
that was Mike the Bike there.
Okay, good. I was gonna say I did not do nothing. No, I'm glad to be back. Thank you. Excuse me. And I get to talk to Mike the Bike twice in 1 week. I'm excited.
True. And if you hop on when we're doing the drinking stream this Friday, you can talk to me 3 times this week.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
3 times.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be able
They
to
say
on
3
Friday.
times the charm.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's give a little rundown for the people who don't know about Michael the Alberto, okay? So,
This fucking guy.
Michael Alberto, he's a little clinger. He likes to hang around during the America First group. That lovely group of totally not Nazis who love to support support the eradication of a certain group of people, which I cannot say on YouTube. And with Augie's association with that group, he kind of became friends with Michael Alberto. Would it be a frequent, not necessarily guest, but he would hang out on casual streams here and there. I don't think he was ever on an after hours, but he would appear on streams quite frequently for people to know about him.
Alberto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can't even remember the last time Augie did an after hours. So yeah, I don't know if he ever appeared on an after hour specifically, but he would pop up on Augie streams every now and again.
Yeah, and
think of him as flamenco, but even less relevant.
Yeah, and not lying about his age this time.
As far as we know.
Yeah. I mean, he's the age that flamenco claimed that he was. Okay. And Nick never liked him. I think it was because of the America First stuff. You think that was a safe bet? I think Nick
I
just
think
found
he
him
just found him
unfunny.
annoying.
Yeah.
The only reason why Nick might not like someone from everything I've seen so far is if he just finds you annoying.
Yeah,
Or if
buddy.
he's done something genuinely shitty.
Yeah, but do you have sources to cite that?
Well,
um, yeah. But he seemed like a relatively chill guy for the most part. I mean, if you guys remember, he hosted a Nick Fuentes versus Medicare debate, which I thought, well, it was kind of a letdown
I'll be
because
right back. Sorry.
Mike the Bike already leaving us. It was actually kind of a letdown in terms of like blood sports, right? Because that was the whole purpose of it, was internet blood sports. And when you have two figures, Medicare and Nick Fuentes out there in the metaphorical online boxing ring, I expected more punches than "you're gay, you have cancer."
When did that happen?
Oh, this happened. Oh God, probably like a year ago at this point. I think it was hosted on Cozy. I think it was either hosted on Cozy or was hosted on YouTube. Oh, I think he dual streamed it.
Gotcha,
But yeah,
okay.
and then like a couple months ago, Michael Alberto had what we in the business call a bit of an oopsie. You see, what had happened was.
What had happened was.
There was this girl, you see, who was part of the Destiny community. I believe her name was Courtney. And from what I knew, I guess they were online friends, acquaintances, the whole 9 yards. And Mike would probably be better for more detail about this. I'll ask him to go further into it later. They had a falling out over something. I think it was a disagreement of some kind, and Michael became very unhinged. He threatened to leak her address, threatened to ruin her life, threatened to ruin her chances of going to college, and he never quite recovered from that. Obviously,
no, not really. No.
Obviously, like I think Augie and Tom were still friends with him at that point, because like it was one unhinged moment, but one unhinged moment is enough for the smaller guys in commentary, aka Alex Getmo, Spondyle, Izzy Tan when he was still in the community, to kind of it gives them kind of free reign to kind of goof on you a bit, yeah. And so Spondyle, he was looking at who was liking and retweeting Michael Alberto's tweets, and so yeah, and one of the accounts was, the profile picture was of a girl. And so Spondyle, did what he does best and made fun of women, and all he did really was like.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry,
okay.
Gizmo peed, so I had to clean.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, I kicked him out the window.
just like yeeted him out.
Yeah.
But Mike the Michael the Bikel, we're at the part of the story where we're talking about what Spondyle did to Michael Alberto.
No.
Yeah.
How could he?
Yeah, I know. When Spondyle was paying attention, who was liking all of Alberto's tweets, and on one of the accounts, the profile picture was a girl, and so he downloaded the profile picture and basically made fun of the person. Michael Alberto did not take too kindly to this, because unbeknownst to everyone, that, I guess, was an IRL friend of Alberto. And by spotlighting that, everyone knew he had IRL people looking at his account. like that's the funniest thing. If you look at this whole situation, it never would have happened if he had just kept his mouth shut or told his friend
Right?
not to interact with his accounts. Because,
Well,
like,
Yeah.
Mike, I know you have some of you. I know you have some of your IRL friends, on stream. I don't know how often they interact with your commentary
Uh,
account.
they
And
never
you don't.
interact with commentary.
Yeah, I was about to say you don't have to specify if they do, but like,
mhm.
if
Let me
you.
dox all my friends
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. but no, like if you don't want them interacting with your online account, right? You probably shouldn't let them see your account.
No, if I had any friends that I didn't want part of anything, I would just not tell them about. Like, I mean, not almost all of my friends are not around in the community in the first place.
Right, right.
Like, the only ones I think that none of them have ever interacted with the community, and the only ones that have been on my stream and call, I think Jesus has been on a few times, and
Jesus.
my friend JT has been on like once or twice.
My good
Mhm.
friend
And
Jesus.
then Beth has been in chat a few times, but that's pretty much. Oh, and Maxwell and Javi, they've been in chat a few times, but they've never really interacted like with the community. They
Mm,
don't even have Twitters, most of them.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Mike. Mike. You know what he decided to do. Alberto decided to lay out some unhinged rants onto Spondyle of all people, and Spondyle in that moment must have been eating it up. Because, like,
Oh
he's
yeah.
talking about how, like, how could you do this to her? As soon as people find out that she's associated with me, her life is going to be ruined. And he starts claiming that Spondyle doxed her. Now, keep in mind, because guys, a spoiler alert, the video came out today. Oh my God, Mike the Bike, are you ooh wooing in my chat right now?
Yeah.
I'm
What's your problem?
I'm putting in justice for Vicky.
Li-
Sorry, go ahead.
Nikki's not an IRL of mine.
Yeah. That doesn't mean you get to ooh woo by chat, Mike the
Yeah,
Bike.
he can do what he wants. He can woo anyone he wants. Go ahead.
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna start sending uwus to you, Nerdy John.
Ooh, well, go right ahead in
Yeah,
the DMs.
Nerdy's just jealous he's not getting any anyway.
Quiet. Um, oh my God, did you actually send? You did. But no. Keep in mind. Okay, spoiler alert, guys. The video finally came out today,
Yes, the July surprise is
Yes.
finally released.
and it's September
Yes.
now. So
Now, no, it's been July this whole time, but now July can finally end.
Oh, is it like a
Right.
Twilight Zone episode? We've been like a time paradox this entire time.
Yeah,
Like the
Mr.
Green Day
Alberto
song.
put us in a time paradox, and we haven't been able to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Green Day song. Wake me up when September ends, but wake me up when July ends.
Ooh,
Yeah, there you
yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Can we get some oohs in chat, y'all?
oh my God, Mike the Bike.
Ooh,
But but as far as we know, this is from what the community has seen, right? So the girl's public profile picture on Twitter
mhm.
is her face. Doesn't show her location. Doesn't show anything like that. It's just of her face.
I remember this. Yeah.
Now, Mike the Bike. If I download a Twitter profile picture and I then retweet it at the person to make fun of them, is that me doxing them?
Yes,
It is.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
you have doxed many people in the past.
If my account wasn't locked right now, I may or may not have gotten my account locked today because I was referencing a recent Alberto outing because you were talking about how much of a Christian he was, Mike the Bike, and I said yes.
That's right.
The tweet was, I said
He's
yes.
a Christian man. He never lies.
Yeah, I said yes. Michael is very Christian. Also Michael, and it was it was basically a quote from what he said to Larix during that stream. And I guess Twitter didn't like that. And I don't know how I'm going to get the account back because technically the account's not associated with an email. It's only associated with my phone number.
Oh god.
Oh no.
So yeah. I might need to start using a new Twitter. Who knows? I'm working with my team of experts to see if I can get the account back.
Yeah, good luck. Hopefully you can.
Yeah, but guys, okay, enough foreplay, guys. Okay, you know when I saw this when I saw this this video pop up, you know, it kind of got me going. Felt like I could watch the video 3 times. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me share my screen so that way we can bask in the glory that is Michael Alberto's exposed video on Nicholas Diorio. Oh, and I'm sure you're wondering, how is Nick associated with any of this? Well, Nick never liked him from the start, and I guess Nick retweeted Spondyle's joke against Alberto's friend, and that means Nicholas Diorio doxed her.
Yes, yeah, I remember all
makes
that. That
total
was so
sense.
stupid.
Yes. What are you talking about? Michael Alberto, okay, is a man of genius, a man of intellect.
He's a victim in all of this.
Yeah. None of this was his own doing whatsoever. Nicholas
No, not at all.
Yeah, Nicholas Diorio actually held the gun to his head and said, "You need to associate with Nick Fuentes."
Yeah, he's a sweet baby angel. He would do no wrong. No.
Nicholas Diorio is a popular commentary video essay channel and Twitch-partnered streamer.
Nicholas Diorio.
Looking at his content and
he has such a soy voice.
I have sex 3 times.
Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to think of a way to describe it that is perfect. Thank you.
If I had my Twitter account, I shared the clip of him saying he had sex 3 times.
I had sex. God. I'm glad, Tom. I'm glad I got kicked out of VidCon. I met up with my girlfriend and had sex
flew her
3
out
times a day.
It's much better than smoking weed with Bo Blacks.
You have nothing. You have nothing and you are gay. You have nothing and you are gay.
That I remember. So he claimed before that he was glad he got kicked out of VidCon. So why was he saying that the reason why Tom wasn't his friend anymore is because he got kicked out of VidCon? I thought he wasn't mad about that.
Eat shit, motherfucker!
Miguel is known to report tweets. Well, hopefully he doesn't report my song. Oops, did I just leak that?
Oh no!
Eat shit, motherfucker!
Oh.
Pigeon Salad with a 5 gifted subs
at the end of this stream.
Oh boy! Ooh! Mike the Bite gave me bricked up over here.
Eat shit, motherfucker!
Settle down.
I could listen to the song 3 times.
Why do you have Riveter dancing as your
Because it's Riveter. How could I not?
It is. It's Peepaw. Come on now.
Oh yeah. I hope people love the clip of George Carlin. By the way.
Oh God. I can't hear it. I'll have to rewatch it later. But thank you, Pidgey.
He seems like an okay guy. He makes content.
He seems like an okay guy. Oh, by the way, Technicals and Pod Awful helped him out with this video.
Yeah.
But Pod Awful, by the way, an actual doxer who doxed Vito on a Salvo live stream.
Oh, for real?
That's right. Oh, that's right.
So, remember, Michael Alberto really hates doxing.
Also, Technicals made a comment about Nick, because someone tweeted at Nick, "Are you gonna stream a response?" And Nick said, "I'll probably gauge a discussion response and use that to determine how best to proceed." Technicals took a screenshot of that and said, "More than likely, we'll just make another co-post about how it's not worth responding to, as if he has anything better to do than being a Twitter orbiter."
Go make.
You know what I will find funny after this stream? You know what I will find funny? And I'm not trying to make this about me or anything, but I just think that this would be hilarious. If after this stream, if he blocked me.
That would be funny.
Michael Alberto, please call in if you are listening. I know you're gauging the community's response to this. Come on, just do it for me, buddy.
Oh shit!
about
Actually, I
drama.
have a whole. I'm gonna send you this. Hold on. I have
Uh-oh.
I mean, continue with the video, but I'm gonna send you this conversation between Technicals and Aiden.
Oh my God! Oh no.
With some of his most popular videos being trying to redeem quote-unquote falsely accused individuals. He also criticizes online figures who engage in bad practices, such as
But I'm gonna show that he does the bad practices. Ha ha ha! That is the emphasis of my video.
I'm gonna get him now. Wait.
Ha ha! I got you now, Diorio.
slander, doxing, and engaging in things related to hacking. The thing is, Diorio engages in all of these himself. For today's video, we are going to criticize Diorio. I'm going to do this by simply going over a few controversies he's covered and been involved in. My main goal with this video is to give you guys the facts of each case, and then show you, the viewer, how Diorio has treated each of them, and also how he's treated stories involving me. Because when you
Oh God. Jesus Christ.
It's always about him. It's always about him. Oh my God,
Of course,
Pigeon,
It's always
he's a
about
victim in
him.
all this. Don't you
Yeah,
understand?
exactly.
Pigeon Salad with a 10. He had relations 3 times. I feel bad for his Diorio body pillow for having to sit through that for that minute. Then again, if he did it with an actual girl, she showed less emotion than the pillow. Oh my God. Oh, Pidgey.
You're killing me, dude. Come on now. Oh Lord.
Oh my God. Okay. I pray to the heavens that nope. Okay. I won't see it. Shoot. I can't show it on screen. Let's see. Technicals dodging the question. Classic Tech L. Can you read it for me, good sir?
Mike?
do this,
What
when
happened?
you put
Sorry.
I can't, unfortunately, due to my account, I cannot show what is on screen.
Wait. Okay, do you want me to stream it?
Yeah, real quick, and then, or just read it. Just read it. We'll be good.
Oh, okay. Well, let me find the tweets. So the start of the thread says technical says more than likely we'll just make another post about how it's not worth responding to, as if he has anything better to do than being a Twitter orbiter. Lol. Aiden says he probably would if Alberto didn't hand him ammo by cropping screenshots and lying. Technical says Diorio is so shell-shocked from getting blown out on his Zaptai coverage that he refuses to even talk about it live with any detractors. They should just go lie for lie on a live stream. But you know he won't. Aiden says, do you believe Nick Diorio doxed Michael Alberto? Technical says, I believe Diorio is fat and gay. Aiden says, dodging the question, classic Tech L.
Oh, that's you see, like Tech. I don't think Tech actually cares anything about Michael Alberto, but he's using him as a pawn to get at Nick.
Yeah, he just hates Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like Tech's video he did last year on all of commentary didn't really bite. So I bet you he's basically just going to be reiterating those points, but he's just going to be inserting his stuff into it. That's all.
Pretty much.
Maybe we'll get a technicals feature in this. Who knows? Oh, wait. Oh my God. I was just skimming through it and it looks like he's including Mini Lad. Oh my God. They're about to defend Mini Lad. Oh, we got to get to that point.
everything right next to each other, you paint the picture of a malicious...
Oh, Pigeon Salad with another 5. Holy crap. Also, why does Michael sound like someone kicked the love child of Skeletor and SpongeBob in the balls while he was going through puberty? Well, come to find out, Michael Alberto's girlfriend's a dominatrix. So that might have something to do with it.
that makes sense.
Bad faith, uncredible commentator.
By the way, yeah, the America First guy, who is for traditional values, no interracial marriages, women need to stay in the kitchen. His girlfriend was a dominatrix and he had premarital sex, which is against the ideas of America First.
True.
Who pretends to have some sort of journalistic integrity. Diorio is the type of person who will defend someone he likes of anything, while also desperately trying to—
Wait. That's footage of red kiwis.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay, do you guys know who Red Kiwis is?
Yeah, of course.
yeah, that's how I first came into commentary, was through him. Was him being accused of bad stuff. Yeah. Uh-huh.
This is the dude who, in a Drama Alert interview, said, "Yeah, she may have been 12, but she looked like she was 15, so it was okay."
Yes, I remember that. That's how I first found Keemstar. Yeah, I remember that.
If these are the people that Technicals and Michael Alberto are going to use to try and discredit Nick,
No, I know what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that Nick attacked Red Kiwis and Mini Lad, but didn't hold the same standard for Zaptai. That's been their argument for that's been Technical's argument for years now, and Alberto is psyoping that argument, ignoring all the important details of both situations.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, boys. People, get your drink of choice, maybe a snack here and there, or heck, just have your whole meal. Because we're gonna get into it. This is gonna be fun.
To attack other people for doing either the same thing or much less.
Section 1, Zaptai. It always comes back to Zaptai.
Zaptai, not to be confused with Turkey Tom's old Twitter account with the same name, was an up-and-coming Canadian commentary YouTuber, podcaster, and law student. Like all commentary YouTubers, he talked about internet drama and used his status as a law student to be a voice of authority on certain issues. A very interesting video Zaptai made during his time as a commentary YouTuber was one on gaming YouTuber Red Kiwis, who was in a scandal regarding trading nude photos with a 14-year-old girl when he was 19. Diorio also made a video on this topic. In both videos, the two creators go in pretty hard at Kiwis. While Zaptai was growing on YouTube, he was getting to collaborate with big names like Keemstar, Colossal is Crazy, Chris Raygun, Leafy is Here, and more. He even got to host an entire video on Pyrocynical's channel.
Hey everyone, I'm Zaptai, and I'm going to be filling in for Pyro today. Don't really see a point in giving any further ado, so let's just get right into it.
Most of these collaborations happened on a podcast he was a host of, called Hot Wet Soup. However, it would all end badly for him, as he would be in the center of a pedophile scandal which basically ended his career. Before we continue, I'm not here to try and definitively prove Zaptai is a pedophile or a groomer or anything.
He's trying to cover himself.
Yeah, he doesn't want to make any definitive statements about Zaptai.
Even though I'm pretty sure people could probably find a few screenshots where he's trying to argue the exact opposite, but I digress.
Yeah. I'm just gonna quote what he said about all of this.
He's using a picture from that anime you like, Mike the Bike.
Lucky Star.
Yeah. That's another thing, by the way, that he shares with Flamenco. He's an anime degenerate. What's with really conservative dudes who want women to conceal themselves always being really degenerate anime fans?
Apparently, their excuse is that they don't watch porn; they watch hentai because it's not
the same thing.
Because hentai isn't real, then it's okay in the eyes of God, I guess. I don't know.
Yep, I've heard that one before.
Yeah. I tried to convince the priest of that one, but
Yeah.
Right?
which was, quote, make of it what you will, end quote. It's up to you, the audience, to decide whether you like him or not. I'm going over this simply to set the record straight on the facts of the case. In early 2017, the quote-unquote final episode of Hot Wet Soup was uploaded. Taking Zaptai's place was British commentator I'm Alex, who claimed to be his best friend. The three hosts on the podcast claimed he was a sociopath. They claimed that not because they made it up out of thin air. They said that because that is what Zaptai told them. To make matters even worse for Zaptai, also on the podcast, he was accused of being sexually involved with underage girls. Following the release of said podcast, more allegations and rumors regarding the underage claim would pop up, causing him to trend on the website, now called X. The drama gets very convoluted and confusing, but basically he isn't actually a sociopath. And the underage girl he was e-dating and sexting with lied about her age. While they were sexting, Zaptai was 20. The girl named Heather claimed to be 16, but her actual age was 14.
Mike, what was the age that she claimed that she was?
She said, I believe she said 17 first, then she said 16.
And then the real age was 14. Okay.
The real age was 14.
Diorio was the main guy leading the charge to vindicate this guy as innocent and a victim of false allegations. He successfully did this by invoking the Slazo case, who was falsely accused of rape. Diorio mentioned this case in his video due to the fact it was a recent story and I'm Alex was involved in the attempted cancellation of both Zaptai and Slazo. And since Slazo was actually innocent, it made it much easier to get the public to side with Zaptai. Nick's Zaptai videos were a massive success, and the influence they've had has been huge. Diorio's journalism has been widely cited in other people's works.
Journalism in quotations.
Journalism.
Nick's videos are mainly opinion pieces that everyone just kind of agrees with because of what he uses to back his side of the story.
Yeah, I don't think Nick claims to be a journalist, like, ever.
No.
Nick has never claimed. No, he's never claimed to be a journalist, but he uses facts. But I guess you could say with like the interview that he did with Edwin a couple weeks ago, that could be considered journalism, maybe.
Nah, like in the loosest sense of the word.
In the sense of the word, yeah, but he's not an actual journalist, nor did he ever claim to be. He just does opinion-based videos and stories that he backs up with some facts depending on what the story is about. He's never claimed to be a journalist, never.
Oh my god, Pigeon Salad says, "No, officer, this isn't porn. This is hentai. It's like how a burger isn't a sandwich." Wait, what do you mean a burger is a sandwich and porn is porn? Why are you pulling out the taser?
Pigeon!
Oh my lord. We're 4 minutes into this video, by the way. It's 51 minutes long. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
What, can you put it at like 1.25 speed?
Yeah. I'll do it just for you, Mike the Bike. Just for you.
He even brags about the case being his most impactful thing he's done with his platform.
Yes, it's just weird that you guys tried to paint me and my friends as this cult and shit, but the most impactful thing I've done with my platform was clean up your biggest fuck up and give you a really charitable representation in the process.
Leading to...
That was him being angry at Bionic Pig during the whole situation.
That was him getting angry at Bionic Pig and Elvis the Alien because Elvis the Alien and Bionic Pig basically claimed that the commentary community is a cult. Because they've been criticized by us.
Even though they actively...
But I believe that's from like his Biggest Hypocrites video. I could be wrong though.
Yeah. And then also too, Bionic Pig and Elvis, specifically Bionic Pig, told that they were influenced to say like the N-word by iDubbbz.
By iDubbbz when they were in their late 20s.
Yeah.
to Zaptai being able to return as the rebranded Bigby, welcomed with open arms. Whenever Nick mentions the Zaptai case following the release of his videos, he seems to act like Zaptai was completely innocent the whole time, while lies were told by, and misinformation spread thanks to, people like I'm Alex about Zaptai. At the end of the day, Zaptai still knowingly sexted with a minor as an adult. But by the way Diorio talks about it, you'd think he did literally nothing wrong or questionable the entire time. Diorio is on record calling Zaptai a pretty solid guy, and has gone as far to say he has done nothing wrong.
Bigby didn't do anything wrong.
These videos contain misinformation.
Do you want to add something, Mike? Oh, both of them are muted now.
No, I'm still here. I'm
All right,
sorry.
I'm back.
Oh.
Okay. No, yeah. So notice he doesn't show a. I mean, maybe he will now in a second, but he hasn't shown a clip of Nick saying that he didn't think Zeptai did anything wrong. I'm pretty sure Nick has in the past said that he does think Zeptai did something wrong. He just doesn't think he's a pedophile and groomer, and he was accused of a lot of things he didn't do. People said he likes some people claimed he had gotten nudes from a minor, or he sent nudes to a minor. There's like a lot of things that people claimed he didn't do.
Also, thank you, Annie, for becoming a tier 1 member. By the way, guys, if you want to comment during the stream, you can become a member for just 99 cents. That's less than $1. Heck, that's cheaper than most value menu items on like fast food now. So I mean, come on now.
True.
Of crucial.
But no, yeah, Nick has been critical of what Zaptai has done. It's just he doesn't think he's the monster that everyone tried to portray him as back in the day.
Crucial details regarding the Zaptai case. Listen, everyone gets something wrong sometimes. People make mistakes. But what I'm doing isn't a nitpick of a minor fact he got slightly wrong. In his
You are actually doing a lot of nitpicking here, Michael Alberto. A lot of nitpicking.
video, he makes the age gap sound less worse than it was. He claims the fake age of the girl was 17, not 16, like Zaptai says in one of his responses to the situation.
It's entirely possible that she told him she was 17 because in December she had stated that she was 17 years of age during the Nick Cash situation. To my knowledge, again, I made this video
Go back
in
a bit.
2019.
Yeah.
Okay, there, where the Heather quote is. This was directly from Heather. I was 14 turning 15, and I told him I was 16 or 17. I don't remember. He wasn't aware. Nobody was. I came forward about my real age eventually, and I knew it was wrong, which is why I decided it needed to be said. Notice how she says, I said I was 16 or 17. The story is that she first said she was 17, and then she said she was 16, or vice versa. I don't remember which. And he was 19 going on 20. So Nick pointing out that the age of 17 is not misinformation at all.
No.
It's a very valid point to make.
I'm so shocked he didn't like blur out this part, because from what I heard, there's like parts where he blurs things out or cuts context out.
Ooh, we'll have to keep an eye out for those. Get on the hunt for those.
December, she had stated that she was 17 years of age during the Nick Cash situation. To my knowledge, again, I made this video in 2019, but I'm pretty sure this is where we were at like the last the clarification message that's in all the descriptions. Ed was talking to somebody who he had believed to be 17 years old.
Diorio also lowered Zaptai's age
And there,
from 20
there
to
he
19.
cut out like the rest of the story. I'm pretty sure Nick would go on to explain, oh, and then she eventually said 16. I don't know. I don't have the clip. He had the clip, but he decided to cut out what would best fit his narrative.
Exactly.
But he did show on screen the quote from Heather saying herself, she said her age was 14 going on 15, and that the age she claimed was 16 or 17.
So yeah, he's actively trying to misrepresent Nick's points so that way he can make himself look better. Keep in mind, it's funny. The funny thing with a lot of people, they never outright say that they have a problem with Nick's coverage of the Zaptai situation until something completely different happens, and then they have a problem with it.
I'm
Because
pretty sure there's a clip of Alberto like literally admitting the only reason why he's going for Zaptai is because it'll get to Diorio.
exactly, yeah. So he's just trying to like go at him because Nick made fun of him on stream and on Twitter.
Could
Pretty
he
much.
be more unhinged? And could he have? Oh my God! This is like getting scary at this point.
Well, we're not at the scary part just yet. Not yet.
Turning 20.
She had allegedly catfished the at the time 19-year-old Zaptai.
To be clear, Zaptai was 20 years old the entire time.
Well, if you do a 5-second Google search and calculate the ages according to the time frame of the allegations, you'd realize almost instantly that Zaptai was 20 the entire time.
I mean, I can't respond to that. I don't know the validation of that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Like
Right,
that's like a very like that's a very nitpicky point on everyone's
Well,
end.
no, that's kind of an important. That's a bit more important. But if he was 20, thinking she was 17, I still think that's within the range. That's like acceptable. Like I believe it
Right.
was
Carson.
who was it? It was Chud Logic that had like a good calculation for this. Like half your age plus 7 years is like your minimum. So 20 divided by 2 is 10 plus 7, that's 17. I just don't think like a 3-year age gap is that bad.
It's not. It's really not.
Diorio issued a correction of the ages in the description of his videos. However, it's not a good correction in my opinion. It's too wordy and a bit convoluted on purpose. A good correction is straight and to the point. It's him consistently mentioning how at one point she claimed to be 17.
Anytime we see him highlighting shit, we gotta pause, because that's kind of important. I stated that Zaptai was 19 to 20 instead of just 20. While unintentional, the reason for this mistake was because I mixed up ages when they met and the day they started dating. Okay, so they met when he was 19, but they started dating when he was 20. Okay. Zaptai met Heather when he was 19, and she was understood to be 17, around April 2016. Zaptai at 20 started dating Heather, 17 turning 18, around September. The relationship broke off. Yeah, so here Nick is not clarifying that she updated her age to be 7 to 16, but that's in the video itself. So this correction does not negate what is in the video, like if it's like missing information.
Yeah, this still like Nick is still in the clear, I would say relatively. Cuz like
And he is clarifying the ages.
Yeah, he's like, well, it turns out he was 19 when they met, but 20 when they started dating, and he still believed that she was 17 going on 8. Yeah, it's just
17. And then at the end he says she was 1 year younger than 17. Diorio weirdly refuses to type out the number 16. Probably.
Wait. Yeah, let me
look at that one more time.
This relationship broke off.
This relationship broke off around December, shortly after she admitted to lying about her age, claiming she was a year younger. I think that's a little off from Nick, because I'm pretty sure she told him that she was 16. She was like, "Oh, actually, I'm 16." But continue.
17. Diorio weirdly refuses to type out the number 16, probably in hopes more casual viewers are just going to skim, see the number 17 multiple times, and assume she claimed to be 17. So, if you go by the fake age of the girl, it's a 4-year age gap. But since Diorio lowered Zaptai's age to 19, and said the fake age of the girl was 17, it's now a 2-year age gap. Because 17-19 is much easier to defend than 16-20. Now, after it was pointed out by YouTube commentator Technicals that the ages were wrong in Diorio's Zaptai video, he acted like this was just a minor mistake that just needs a minor correction. Bro, if I made a mistake this atrocious, I would just...
You've made a lot more mistakes, buddy.
You've made a lot more mistakes than that.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. Jesus.
Like, well, you know, I have, you know, threatening to dox a girl, you know, that's a bit of an oopsie, right, Mike the Bike? Just a little bit of an oopsie.
He did not. I don't believe he threatened to dox a girl, but he did threaten to like share her like
her online habits with the college that she wanted to go to.
Her online habits with the college, right?
Oh,
He wasn't gonna dox her. But he was basically going to do what Xander Hall did, more or less. I mean, what Flamenco was going to do to Xander Hall.
I would just remove the video. It'd be one thing if Diorio somehow made the age gap worse, but he didn't. He made it better. Are we really supposed to believe he just accidentally smudged the ages in favor of the guy who he likes and would later befriend? Diorio still lies and obfuscates details, specifically about the Zaptai ages, to this very day. On a live stream he did about me in June 2023, he says Zaptai was also talking to several other girls.
You can tell
What the
that
hell is
this.
he wearing?
Remember,
Because he was supposed to trying to dress up as Zaptai.
yeah.
This was to get under Diorio's skin and not make him look like an absolute retard.
Oh, so
which,
he doesn't look like a furry retard. Okay. All right.
Also, you can
Alright, yeah.
tell that like this video probably was done within like the last month because of
No,
how.
he's been working on this for a long time. He's just so shit at making videos. and
Oh
this is
yeah,
the result.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he's been working on this for a long time. Yeah.
He has. No, there's the reason why we know it was the July surprise is because Austin kept leaking shit about it throughout the entire process of its making.
You could dislike
Good,
this?
good guy, Austin. Good guy, Austin.
Girls around the time, and he claimed all of the other girls were adults.
When they're dating 5 fucking girls and have an IRL girlfriend where every other girl is over 18.
That's not true, one of which was also an underage girl. This one was actually 17 when Zaptai was 19. I probably wouldn't have mentioned this fact if Diorio hadn't just flat out lied and contradicted an interview he conducted himself with Zaptai.
The initial allegation levied against you is that you were talking to 4 girls 16 years of age. How do you respond?
Oh, it's so weird to talk about this still.
Do these 4 16-year-old girls exist?
No. 4 girls exist. 2 were over the age of 18, 1 was 17 while I was 19, and then 1 is the one we're discussing.
So it sounds like he's in the clear still.
Yeah.
Wait, go back to that one more time.
Yeah.
Let me just double check what he said.
Levied against you is that you were talking to 4 girls 16 years of age. How do you respond?
Oh, it's so weird to talk about this still.
Do these 4 16-year-old girls exist?
No. 4 girls exist. 2 were over the age of 18, 1 was 17 while I was 19, and then 1 is the one we're discussing.
Also in this stream, Diorio tries to recontextualize the age gap between Heather and Zaptai to 17-20.
So he talked to this one girl because he thought she was 17 years old. So I initially thought it was 1916. It was actually 2017.
He was also caught liking tweets on Twitter saying the age gap was 17-20 around this time. Even if you go by the fake age Heather gave, it was 16, not 17.
Wait, go back to that Smaggle tweet.
Yeah.
20, 17, 3 age gap, 19, 14, 5-year age gap. The thing is, when they initially, the thing that Nick and everyone's pointing out is that when they initially started talking, the age gap was believed. Well, and when they initially started dating, not talking, because when they were talking, Zaptai was 19. But when they initially started dating, that the believed age in Zaptai's mind was he was 20, she was 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so again, doesn't seem like Zaptai's necessarily in the wrong here.
Even
I
if
don't
you
think
go
so,
by
no.
the fake age Heather gave, it was 16, not 17. Diorio, you may have gotten these lies
Wait, go
past your
back.
audience to
We got to remember to pause when we're talking to a 16-year-old a fucked up thing to do. Yes, I won't challenge that. What is Alberto saying about this?
This was the twit longer.
This is a message. This was a twit longer from Zaptai.
Yeah, when the initial stuff came out.
Right.
Yeah, because what was it? She initially lied and said her real age was 16. He broke it off, and then the real age was 14, revealed later on. Correct?
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
So initially, from my understanding, is she revealed that her quote unquote real age was 16. He broke it off, and then later on it was reviewed.
Near the end of their relationship, she revealed that her age was 16, and then sometime after that, he broke it off.
And then it was revealed it was 14.
She came out, she was 14. So the exact timeline is when they started talking. When they started talking, from what I remember, Zaptai was 19, believing she was 17. They started dating after he was 20 and she was 17. At some point during their relationship, she revealed that she was 16, and then sometime after that, they broke up. And then after that, it was revealed she was 14.
By the way, guys, make sure you hit the like button on the stream. 1 like keeps the Diorio away.
Like, should Zaptai have immediately broke up with her when she revealed her age was 16? Yes, of course. Because at that point, it should be. It's not only that it's like it's too much of an age gap to continue with the relationship. It's also like really you should be sussed out that this girl lied about her age. Like it's like okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a huge red
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
But like, does that make him like a pedo or a groomer? No. And he
It
has
was
been remorseful about it since that happened as well. Very different from Red Kiwis, who victim blames the girl that he was fucking around with, who he actually sent nudes to. And very different from Zero, who literally wants to find this girl that he told to shove ice cubes up her pussy. And he's trying to find her so he can sue her.
Yep.
So yeah, very different from Zero and from
Yeah.
from Red Kiwis, and different from Mini Lad, because Mini Lad doesn't take any accountability for the mistakes he made.
Also, he like guilt tripped the victim too.
Yeah, he guilt tripped the victim. He's like, oh yeah, he basically was like, I'm gonna kill myself over it.
Yeah.
16, not 17. Diorio, you may have gotten these lies past your audience to try and discredit me before my video even came out. However, you ain't getting this shit past me, that's for sure.
I'm big tough Michael Alberto.
You're not gonna get past me.
You're not gonna get past me. See?
Yeah. Hang on, let me bring up a picture of Michael Alberto, the guy we all need to fear.
Oh, are you gonna get the America First picture?
Yes.
That's his worst picture. He looks like a fucking ghoul in that picture.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh my
God. Oh.
He literally looks inbred. Like, it's so bad.
This was the face of America First for a while, guys.
Someone posted a picture or the picture and compared him to that one actor, DJ something. Oh God, I can't think of his name. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it's like spot on.
He looks like
Yeah.
it's like a crack addict that they like dressed up in a suit and like took a picture of him real quick.
He's willing to lie to his audience if he thinks he can get it past them. And he gets lies past his audience pretty often. And he told this lie because saying it was a 2 to 3 year age gap is much easier to defend than a 4 to 6 year one. He also does this so people can go and claim the Zaptai situation was something just like the Call Me Carson situation, which was a relationship between someone who was 17 and someone who was 19. A very small age gap between someone who just became an adult and someone who was about to become an adult. And it was overblown by evil people to attack and smear someone as some sort of pedophile. And because of this lie,
oh my God, Michael! Michael!
Yeah, me. 13-year-old pretending to be 16 at 20 years old was gonna fuck her. If you're gonna have the news right, Zaptai was 19. He believed the girl was 16, 17. There were never any nudes. Your screen just went. Do you have 2 screens, Nerdy John?
Yeah. Sorry, I was checking Discord real quick, making sure.
No, that's fine. The way to bypass that is to, if you're gonna open something up, put it on your other screen. It won't block out what you have on YouTube.
1 second, let me. I didn't want to do that to that one. No, sorry, guys. We're professional here. I swear, we're professional.
Take shit, motherfucker. He believed the girl was 16 to 17. There were never any new or explicit images. 16 to that's the same as Zero, who knew the girl was 14. Is so dumb. I have age. I was slightly wrong because they did start dating at 20, but I wasn't wrong about what he believed. Like, and I admitted that I was wrong about that.
Pigeons.
Like, I made it
because sorry, go ahead.
No, continue.
I was just going to say, Pigeon Salad with a 5. He said he went from looking like a dollar store Richard Chase to crackheaded inbred golem that goes to school with a trench coat and a black book bag.
Oh my God.
Listen, you gotta listen to Alberto when he says don't go to school tomorrow.
True. All right, continue.
Oh, that was it. I was just reading the super chat. Go ahead.
No, I meant continue the video.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Diorio told, people still regurgitate it to this very day. Although, normally, Diorio was actually against what Zaptai did. While Diorio defended Zaptai for 1620, for whatever reason, he has an issue when Mini Lad is accused of doing the same thing, calling it a yikes moment.
No, and look.
Okay, they started talking in 2018, 13, 14, 18, 19, which is a 5-year age gap. Craig added her on Snapchat, 16. He was 20. Craig began flirting 2016, 17, 21. Now, students of the class, can we point out something that's pretty different? How about the fact that this relationship continued all the way from 2013 or 14 to 2016? Between 2 to 3 years was this relationship going on, and at no point during that entire time did Lad think to not engage with this person.
Also,
Even if
Exactly.
we use the highest ages, 19 and 14, that's a 5-year age gap at that point.
Right.
Like,
also, Professor Bike, I believe he also knew the age. It's not like where
yes, he also
Zaptai, he
knew
didn't
the
know the
age.
age.
Yeah.
The
That's
only
disgusting.
comparison here is the 16-20 age gap right here. But notice that he was talking to this girl for about a year or two prior to that. So it wasn't like 16-20 from the get-go. And again, when Zeptai started talking to this girl, he was 19, thinking she was 17. Then he was 20, thinking she was 17. And we already have proof that Heather herself said she was 16 or 17, which means that 17 is just not a number that Diorio came up with or someone else came up with. This is a number given by Heather herself. 17 was part of the equation at one point. To act like it wasn't part of the equation is just simply wrong.
Right.
Whoa there, Mike. Are you trying to insinuate Alberto might be lying to try and make Nick look worse?
No, of course not. Why would I do that?
God,
Right.
no. Why would that happen? Like what?
I can already hear Diorio's
No.
voice screaming in the distance.
Shame
Well, he
on
knew
you,
her
Nerdy
since she
John.
was 13. However, a 4-year age
Oh.
gap always remains a 4-year age gap. In the misconduct being alleged,
One moment. I have to go do something real quick. I will be back as soon as possible.
Okay.
Very, very unprofessional.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, how are you?
Have you been these last 2 days?
I've been chilling. I'm already almost finished with the Alberto song. I'm just waiting
Hey,
on the female vocals for the song.
nice. And
Yeah.
I'm okay. Have had a rough couple hours earlier, but other than that, I am okay.
That's good.
Yep.
But
Yep.
guys, remember, Alberto just made mistakes making this video. He's not lying. Look, okay, he's Christian. Christians, he doesn't lie.
Christian.
He's a God. He's a
hashtag
God-fearing
Christians don't
man.
lie.
He's a God-fearing man. He's a Christian God-fearing man who jerks it to hentai, who's had premarital sex. You know, it's like all the classic Christian things to do.
Hashtag Christians don't lie in the chat, please.
He's said God's name in vain. You know, very very Christian of him.
Oh yeah, very. Judges other people for their beliefs, religious beliefs. Now correct me if I am wrong, but I heard this once and I don't know if this is true or not. But has he used the F word and N word like on a regular basis?
Yeah, but thankfully for him, there's nothing in the
Okay.
Bible that prevents that.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
Because
go.
those words didn't exist when the Bible was made, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he uses slurs on a regular basis, racial slurs on a regular basis. Oh no. Hashtag yeah, that's ridiculous. So stupid.
Yeah.
It just killed. So it legitly, how long has he been working on this? Has it been 2 months?
Since,
Legitly
like,
2 months?
I believe it has been since either July or even June. I don't know exactly when he started working on this. I know the first draft, even Austin no brainstem was like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna be good. So if even so even he was like, yeah, I think you need to redo this. He's been reworking the draft for months. He's had technicals help him with this. Apparently Pod Alpha helped him. I didn't even know that. But yeah, this is pretty much Alberto's like passion project, helped by other people who hate Nick because they don't obviously like. Why would Technicals with his channel waste his time making a Nick video, right? Like it doesn't make
Right.
sense. But he could
Right.
get this little retard to make a video in his place, and he
Yeah.
probably knowing
Be-
like Technicals probably knows this video is shit, but
yeah.
he
Yeah.
he he just wants to get under Nick's skin. Like that's all it is.
Well, that's what I don't understand is that this is what I've never understood as as I told you before. I'm still somewhat new when it comes to like learning about certain people within the community like Alberto, the high technicals, people like this that we're discussing tonight. I'm still getting to know the lore with some of these people behind the scenes, right? Like I hear them every so often. But what I don't understand and will never ever understand is why these three in particular seem to be obsessed with him so much to the point to where they go, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well,
I don't understand.
Well, I don't know anything really about Pod Awful, but Technicals pretty much became obsessed with Nick after Nick criticized Technicals for defending Arrow's extreme level. He hasn't look. He did this one thing, but one, we can't even prove the girl really exists, and two, um, well, he had a bunch of reasons why it was okay. Two, he after he got exposed, he was like suicidal or whatever. And three, he has what's the term called? He hasn't what's the term called when you do a crime for a second?
Repeat offender or something like that?
Yeah, he's not a repeat offender, you know. It was just the
Yeah.
one time. It's just time that Zero at the age of 19 asked a 14-year-old to stick ice
Oh
up her
yeah,
vag, you
yeah.
know? It's only happened one
Right.
time, you know? Everyone makes makes mistakes, you know? It's so
Right.
common for something like that to happen. And but the thing that I like how Technicals hasn't addressed anyone bringing up the fact that Zero is not at all apologetic for what he did. He was apologetic when he admitted doing it,
Mhm.
but apparently his admin because he was trying to self-sabotage, apparently.
Oh.
And then he goes to try and find and sue this poor girl, even going as far as some thread that said that they found the girl, which it wasn't the girl, so this girl just got a bunch of shit for no reason. But yeah, Zero like desperately wants to find this girl to like sue her for defamation or something like that.
Oh my god, he is an idiot. He is an
He's
idiot.
a fucking
Well,
monster, and he should be fucking.
that too,
I can't
yeah.
say what I want
Monster,
to say
idiot.
because it's not my stream, but yeah,
No,
like
I feel you. I understand. Yeah. No, he's a monster predator. It seems. It's just no.
so then I forgot the exact order of things. I don't remember if the community brought up Technical's brother first or if Technical's brought up Zaptai first, but one or the other happened. Basically a giant shit show. So on Technical's end, he was bringing up Zaptai, saying how like, oh, like if you say Zero's a pedophile, then Zaptai's even worse because he was 20 and the girl was 13, and people would point out how that's not what Zap thought. Meanwhile, your boy thought that knew that the girl was 14. And then on the commentary side, people were bringing up his brother because people, and I think in hindsight, wrongfully so, there was no bringing his brother into it, even though it is a public, because he makes content. But his brother's name is like Pixie Love or Pixie Dust, something like that. And his brother was 19 years old in like this like group chat, like the Super Smash Bros. group chat, and apparently like he sent his like dick or naked.
Are we
pics
talking?
in
Are we
it,
talking
but, like,
about
as a
Technicals'
joke,
brother?
quote unquote. Yeah, I'm just explaining the lore.
love
So
how I walked
people,
in and
including
instantly
myself,
knew.
thought the reason why Technicals, so people like me thought that the reason why Technicals was so like urgent to defend Zero is because he saw his brother in Zero. Now, in fairness, I don't think that was a right thing to do. There was no reason to bring his brother into it. I think, in hindsight, like you can make all the character analysis you want, but there's no like we can't read Technical's mind. a reason to go that far to like hunt for his brother and be like, oh, look at this. But at the same time, his brother is a public figure. He's got like, I don't know if he still does, but at the time he had a popular TikTok. Like, I don't know. I'm conflicted on how I feel about bringing up his brother.
Also, too,
back
his brother
Yeah.
was in his
I don't
videos.
blame you.
Yeah, his brother
Well-
was in his wasn't he in his older videos, or was he still in the newer videos too?
He was in the skits for. Well, I haven't watched technicals in a while, unfortunately, since.
So so it sounds like to me anyway, and correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like that his brother was just being led into it by proxy. Am I right?
Pretty much, his brother was being
Yeah.
brought into it because people were wondering why this guy was so ardent to defend Zero. But again, I don't know if his brother was brought up first or Zaptai was brought up first. But basically, when Zaptai was brought up, then Nick really hated technicals, and that's where it all kind
Yeah.
of broke
Yeah.
down. And then eventually, Keem made technicals, Augie, Nick, and for whatever reason, Tipster do a truce so they wouldn't
Oh,
talk about it
that's
anymore.
right. That's when the truce came in.
Yeah,
Okay.
the armistice was
I feel
signed.
you. Yes.
Also, too, I don't know if you guys read this already, but I love this comment made by Pigeon Sally with a 10 saying, as a God-fearing, pure-blooded, double-standard-having, Fuentes-supporting, judgmental, pagan-loving, slurs-spilling, Christian, crusty, femboy American, I stand with and on microdose Alberto Bottom's grave.
Oh, good lord.
All right, but now we can get back into video. Apologies about that.
Didn't start till she was 16 or 17. And also, you're the guy defending Zaptai in a 4-year age gap.
What did this dude do?
He's a pedophile.
Children.
Like an actual one,
Yes.
or like okay?
I'm not defending either of these guys. I'm saying by your own logic, in your position of being pro 4-year age gap, you should be defending this guy too. However, you don't. And that's
Oh,
because
stop.
you defend Zaptai.
Now, I'm actually going to be charitable to Alberto. I think he's too retarded to understand what grooming is. The reason why what Minilad did was worse is because Minilad maintained a relationship with this minor for an extended period of time. Zaptai was only, I think the relationship between him and this one girl lasted under a year time frame. I don't know if it lasted a whole year. Minilad and this girl knew each other for at least a 3-year time span.
No,
That's
while she
very
was
different.
while she was extremely young, like hitting the first stages, like her first years of puberty.
Oh,
Roughly,
God.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So
and
she was
God.
at the latest. She was 14 up to 16 throughout those 3 years,
Oh,
and
my
he
God.
was 19 to 21 throughout those 3 years.
I can't even
dumping a
imagine.
bunch of emotional trauma on top of this girl, and then developing relationship with
yeah.
her.
Yeah, pretty much.
The mama bear in me just wants to scream. That's oh my God. Oh my God.
Solely
But I'm gonna be
because you
charitable
like
and assume Alberto doesn't know what grooming is because he's too retarded to understand. So
You're gonna do the one
benefit of
thing
the
that
doubt.
that Alberto's now doing.
him, and you attack Minilad because either you already didn't like him or because you gain nothing by defending him. Just like how you called Pearly Things a pedophile multiple times for calling 16-year-olds hot. Hey,
No,
Wait, hold on. Let this thought grow through. I'm very curious to what.
okay.
Yes.
Hey, this is pretty late in the game,
Yeah,
but I just noticed he
Pearl.
messes up the age gap in the Minilad situation too. Right here in his tweet, it's a 5-year age gap, but then over here, it's a 4-year one, bro. Can you get anything right, bro? You should just retire, bro. You are not cut out for this.
What? So he's like, actually. So let's see. Okay, let's see. 14, 19. She was 16, 20.
Literally, this kind of mistake. This could be a mistake, or it depends at what point in the year they were talking to each other. So let's say this girl's birthday is late in the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means if they talked early 2013 or 14, like let's say they talked like early 2013, 14, then she could have been 13 to 14 years old. He could have been 18 to 19 years old. Then on Snapchat in 2015, It could have been late 2015, where she's already 16, he's already 20, and then at late 2016, she could be 17 and he could be 21. Instead of looking at this to see if the age gaps are wrong, why don't you go back, look through the mini-LED situation, look at exactly all the dates, and then through that you can point out the age gaps are wrong. Because if you can point out, oh, their birthdays were actually on these dates, and these are the dates they were talking, so you actually messed up the age gap there, then that's fair. That's fair to mess up the age gap there.
Well, I mean, come on, Mike. He's only been
But
working on this video for
between
months.
14, I mean, he's just actually like. Well, the thing is that I understand why he's not doing that, because then that would mean he'd have to be at all charitable to Diorio, but he's not, of course, not gonna be charitable
Oh
at
no,
all.
not at all.
And I'll admit my own bias. I'm gonna be charitable towards Diorio, but like, it's just such a simple like thing that's like, okay, it could be a mistake, or it depends what months were each of these events happening.
Right. I thought, yeah.
Outside
Yeah, exactly.
of the age gap discourse, the other centerpieces regarding the Zaptai case would be the fact he was receiving illegal photographic material from this girl, the fact he was planning to travel to have sex with her.
So, from what I initially understood, and you can correct me on this, Mike, I thought all he received were lewds, not full-on nudes.
He did receive lewds. I don't know what the legal, I don't know what's legal or not about receiving lewds from a minor, so I
He
can't
probably
speak on
would be
this.
treated the same, in all honesty, in court of law. I'm not a legal
Potentially, I have no clue. It would. I think at that point, it's so like specific. It would come down to like what the lawyers are able to argue.
Yeah.
In a text Zaptai sent where he says, "You're worth getting arrested for." Diorio has horrible defenses for all of these. So let's just debunk his entire defense of Zaptai real quick. A main argument Diorio makes is that Zaptai never received nude photos. Instead, they were lewd or provocative, so nothing illegal happened.
So now it's gone from Zaptai sexting minors to Zaptai's been talking dirty to a girl who is catfishing as someone he could legally have had sex with, but no naked images were even exchanged. So I clarified with Heather, and she said this. Yes, it was legal in the circumstance.
That
No explicitly nude images were sent. Provocative images were sent, but nothing 100% nude. So as far as I know, this doesn't even break the fucking law.
Attached to this argument is the bizarre public consumption defense.
And apparently, the pictures in her underwear were on her Twitter and her Instagram.
So
that sounds like a yikes if they were.
Yeah, she shouldn't have posted that, but
What are you going to say something, Mike? Or...
no, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, you said but, and it was I thought I heard you say but.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah, I'm like, but whatever.
Were public
Like, I don't
consumption.
have
They
enough
were on social media.
Which is the photos of the underage girl were publicly online at one point. And in Diorio's mind, that somehow makes Zaptai sexting with her better. Not only is this argument weird, it's also completely irrelevant because she directly sent him the photos. If you ever misspeak and say nude photo instead of lewd, Diorio will get very upset about it and act like he just got a huge win on you. The girl's like asking like Zaptai, "Is it true that you saved photos of my nudes?" And then Diorio,
Michael, are you making the video, buddy? I'm just wondering. Chat, do you know what's wrong with that? Can chat figure out what's wrong with that?
like asking like Zaptai,
What story what are you researching, Michael? Because if you were researching the Zaptai story, you'd know that there were no nudes exchanged. So what are you talking about, Michael? What story is this?
or parts in the video where the girl's like asking like Zaptai, "Is it true that you saved photos of my nudes?" And then Diorio's trying to like spin this thing into like, well, why would you ask that type of question? Like, that's a weird question to ask. It's almost like she's baiting him into saying it. And it's like, I don't think that's a weird question to ask at all.
I mean, I do. Considering there were no nudes exchanged, Michael.
I don't know, there's just like a bunch of like weird parts of that video, which, you know, I'll explain in full detail, make sure the videos. I'm fact-checking the fuck out of this video.
He knows he fucked up. You could hear it in his voice. He knows he fucked up.
Buddy, Zaptai trying to have sex with a 14-year-old and receiving lewd images of her in her underwear is not better than receiving nude photos of her. It's on the same level of bad. What are these arguments? Also, since Diorio likes to bring the law into this drama to
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, he's finally gonna address the law. All right, let him go.
defend Zaptai. In Canada, where Zaptai was from, that still counts as illegal pornography. If it's involving a minor and it's supposed to be sexual, it's illegal. Simply a sexual text message conversation with a minor, no images included, counts as that. Now,
Let's rerun that.
A photographic film, video, or other visual edition, whether or not it was made by electronic means, that shows a person who is depicted as being under the age of 18 is depicted in explicit sexual activity. Okay, so sexual activity. The dominant characteristics of which the depiction for a sexual purpose of a sexual organ or the anal region of the person. Any written material, visual representation, audio recording that advocates or counsels sexual activity with a person under any written material. None of this clarifies. So, for a sexual purpose might be something you could hit it with, because obviously those pictures were not done for an innocent purpose. So for sexual purpose is probably what you could get it on. Sexual organ, there was no sexual organ shown. Anal region, none of that was shown. Sexual activity was not depicted. So yeah, like the funny thing is he didn't even highlight the part that would fuck over Zaptai, because he put up photographic, film, video, or other visual representation, any written material, audio recording that I don't know why he didn't highlight visual representation. Is he retarded? That's what it was. It was visual representation. Counsels sexual activity with a person. So yeah, he didn't really even highlight the part that would be important, because there was no images of sexual activity. Sexual activity. I mean, hold on, let me look up real quick. Define sexual activity.
Oh boy, we're working with all the definitions today, folks. And you know what? A definition I like is the definition of hitting that like button. If you're liking the stream so far, make sure you hit that like button.
What act qualifies as sexual acts? This is from North Carolina, so it might not exactly line up with Canada. I'm sure most of the Western world is more or less aligned with that. The word sexual act shows up in several places in a general. Oh god, I just need the highlight of what the fucking act is. Hold on. Cunnilingus, fellatio, analingus, anal intercourse, or the penetration of any object into the body. So that would be a sexual activity or sexual act. So I would argue that the image was not a sexual act. But sexual purpose definitely, I think, you could get on that. Now how severe would the punishment be for that? That's not really the argument. But yeah, okay, so in that point, yeah, it is still illegal potentially. It depends on exactly, like, for sexual purpose, it depends what the interpretation of, like, the judge and everything like that is. Because at that point, I feel like it would be vague enough for a lawyer or whatever. But notice that Alberto, to counter Nick, brings up the age 14 again. I don't know why we're bringing up the age 14. Obviously, under a legal definition, him not knowing wouldn't really, well, it might matter if it can be proven that he didn't know. It might affect the sentencing, but Zaptai didn't know she was 14, so that's 1. 2, again, the reason why it's important to point out the difference between a lewd image and a nude image is because a nude is very directly sexual. It's getting a nude from a minor would be worse. It would be worse. Even, like, if you say both of them are illegal, you're gonna get punished harder on one than the other, because any person with common sense who has a working brain understands that one would be worse than the other, even if both are bad and both are illegal.
Yeah. This part is really, it's going to be a lot of technical argument stuff. And I remember, because, like, remember, Technicals was doing the same type of argumentative stuff about last year. And I remember everyone just getting tired of it.
I guarantee this whole Zaptai section was, like, rewritten or helped by Technicals. I can guarantee that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, besides, like, the most recent stuff that was added to it, yeah, probably, like, a copy-paste job.
Probably.
Simply a sexual text message conversation with a minor, no images included, counts as that. Now, Diorio may claim Zaptai didn't live in Canada at this time. However, he was a law student and he was born and raised in Canada, so he should have known the consequences of these messages. Technicals also makes a claim and argument in his video about double standards in the commentary community that behavior Zaptai engaged in is also illegal in Washington, USA, where the 14-year-old Heather was from.
you would still be in direct violation of Washington's law on communication with a minor for immoral purposes, which requires mandatory registration as a sex offender. Get this, you'll like this. Specifically, if the communication took place electronically, it's considered a Class C felony that could carry up to 5 years in prison or a fine of no more than $10,000. If you're thinking, well, technicals, there's hardly enough evidence to convict him on this, well then you're in luck, because this law covers both words and conduct, with a focus on the predatory purpose of promoting a minor's exposure to and involvement in sexual misconduct. Basically, the fact that Zaptai talked about how much he wanted to fuck this girl over.
Yeah.
As the court has made clear, it is designed to prohibit communication with the children predatory purpose promoting the exposure. Unless a person's message is both transmitted by the person and received by the minor, the person has not communicated with children, quote unquote. The Act statute is designed to prohibit and punish. Requiring both transmittal and receipt is consistent with our prior case law supported by common sense. Insufficient evidence supporting that. I'm trying to read this whole thing. Holzer claims if communicate, I defined as only mean transmission or of an appropriate message. I feel like you would need more context than just this one line to fully flesh this out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But I'll just remain neutral on this point.
To and involvement in sexual misconduct. Basically, the fact that Zaptai talked about how much he wanted to fuck this girl over text is literally all you would need. Also, you know, the fact that legally it's considered child porn in Canada doesn't help your case either.
If you're going for the legal argument angle, the defense needs to be legal the whole way through. Nick also engages in a bad faith tactic while trying to defend Zaptai. Diorio acts like it's completely insane to ask someone if they saved nude photos they received.
Yeah, it's sketchy, but now let's get back to the plot. Now I'm second guessing literally fucking everything that I see, and I see this message I originally ignored entirely, and notice it says, weird question, did you save those pics? I'd have no issue if you did. Right there, blatantly on. Who the fuck asks a question like that? Listen, I'm not in many relationships because I'm a fan of turning Discord off once in a while, so somebody who might be into this, please fill me in and let me know, is this fucking normal? Oh man, you know those pics that people think are illegal? Can you just clarify that you've saved them on your hard drive?
Right?
I mean, that's such a perfect screenshot. It almost looks like...
God. Yeah, who asked that? Like, seriously?
I'm gonna actually disagree with Nick here. Like, even if she is trying to bait him, it's on Zaptai to not engage with someone like that.
True. That is true. Yes, you are right. Yes. True.
Like, she could 100% be baiting, but she's also the minor in this situation.
True. That is true. Yeah.
She's probably
blame on her.
She's probably wondering how much trouble she's probably gotten them both into.
Yeah.
It could be bad. I mean, it could be, she could be malicious in here, and she had been malicious before. She could be just curious if they're both gonna get in trouble because she saved it, or if we want to give her like the most benefit of the doubt, she could just be asking because she's genuinely curious if he like saved the pics that she sent because she's flattered by it. Like, she could be being genuine in this thing. Like, all three of those are possible, but I'm not in the business. I'm not gonna mind read what she was thinking.
And Jessica Pistol says, women do. All women ask that. Hey, Huck, do you ask that?
No, I do not.
There, we just proved your point wrong, Jessica.
I do not.
I've had it both ways.
Now, if I was younger, okay, let me just say this. Let me clarify that. That's actually a good point. If I was younger and grew up like more so in the internet era and was single, then maybe, I don't know. I would hope that I wouldn't do something like that, but then again, you never know. If I was younger and again grew up more in the internet era, right, which I did not, you know, then maybe, I don't know. I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no, but I don't know what I would be like. You know what I mean? But the possibility of the likelihood of that happening probably would be knowing how some women are nowadays. Yeah, I can, it's not within the realm of or without the realm of possibility. But no.
You know what I say? I said, girl, I don't even remember your name. Why do you think I say that?
Yeah, I've had that happen to me before too. So that's a thing. But again, no. No.
Jessica says, I sent some lewds back in the day, and I hope they didn't screenshot it. It's very much a real thing, and asking is perfectly normal. I think it's fine to ask, but I think in some cases you could be baiting. Like if this person was totally malicious and was trying to get someone in trouble, like
Yeah.
let's say it was another situation, right? Let's say someone was trying to bait EDP. Asking if the person saved it would 100% be a bait question, right? I'm not
Right.
saying that's what this girl did. I'm just saying that it's not an impossibility that someone says it as a bait question. But yeah, I think someone could just. I've had that asked, like, "Oh, did you save the
Yeah.
pics?" And
No,
I'm like,
I can see that being. I can see your point with it being a very baity question. I can see that, but I also see Jessica points too, that I hope they didn't screenshot it as a very, I get that. I get where Jessica's coming from too.
and Jessica also says so. She sent nudes and is like, "Cool, I'm not worried if they saved it at all." I mean, I've had, I've had cases where no questions were asked. It's like, I think there's a good. I'm pretty sure some people do have the mindset that like, if you send anything on the internet, it's gonna get screenshotted or saved or whatever. Like that, and that is the mindset you should have. The mindset you should have, even if it's wrong, because I think it is wrong to leak stuff unless you're defending yourself. But
Right.
I think it is wrong to leak stuff like unwarranted. And the fact of the matter is that people will leak stuff. Like anytime you send any message, any picture, anything, you should assume that it's gonna get. You should assume there's some chance it's gonna get leaked.
I've been linking all my messages with Mike the Bike to Flamenco.
I already leaked all of Nerdy John's news.
Hey, that was meant to be private, Mike the Bike.
Do not want to see those. No, thank you.
It's like she was fishing for it, for God's sake.
It's not insane. In fact, it's completely normal and justified to ask. Due to the text messages released, Nick starts speculating if this girl had sinister intentions when asking this question, and was actually trying to fish him for texts to use against him, instead of the more reasonable conclusion to make, which is maybe she was just wondering.
Also, she claims she was manipulated here, but the only thing these screenshots show is her blatantly flirting with Zaptai, claiming manipulation. Just seems like it was the right thing to say when you're dealing with somebody who's accused of being a sociopath already.
Gee, I wonder what Zaptai thinks about people who argue what Diorio is arguing right now.
I see a lot of people saying that the girl is the aggressor here, that she flirted with these people with malicious intent or to get attention or whatever it may be. But the fact of the matter is that her intentions aren't relevant. Kiwi sent a photo of his penis to a girl he knew was a minor.
And before you say, well, Kiwi sent nudes and Zaptai didn't, is receiving images from and then planning to travel across state lines to have sex with a minor somehow better? The next argument I'll be addressing...
Okay, pause.
Comments.
Alright. So, planning to visit... Look, so this is where we get into some very semantic arguments. So, Zaptai had planned, quote-unquote, to go see 16-year-old. Planned to go see a 16-year-old who he thought was a 16-year-old at the age of 20. Now, I think that is wrong, but what do we want to... When we say plan, that seems like a pretty loaded word. How far is planning, right? I don't remember all of the DMs between Zaptai and the girl. Are there DMs where he's like, oh yeah, so I'm thinking we can visit each other on this, like, around this time of the year. Oh, maybe I can meet you at this event, like what Pyrocynical did, where Pyrocynical said, oh yeah, we're gonna meet at this event, right? Like there was a specific event. You could argue far more that that's planning, but Zaptai just wanting to have sex with this girl, it's like, it's still, I would say, errs on the side of being wrong. 20 to 16, I think, is too much of an age gap. I don't think that's right.
I agree.
I think 17 to 20 is where I'm neutral. 17 to 20, I'm neutral on that. I think 3-year age gaps are, for the most part, fine. Except for 18 to 15. That I'm neutral on.
Oh, yeah,
And
no,
then,
yeah.
18, 15, I'm neutral on because I know 15, 18, that's like you're within high school. That's like a freshman.
Oh, yeah, you got to think of the high school context.
Right.
Strange, but not the worst thing ever.
Well, it's also, you just got to be more cautious, if you will, with that kind of situation.
Like when you get to that age range, there needs to be more context. Like, okay, 18, 15, are you going to the same high school? How did you meet? Did you meet in like a club? Or stuff like that. Now, not a club. I mean a school club, not like a club out like.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Not-
Yeah.
Just to
I know what you
clarify.
meant.
for
Or
any
you-
listeners.
guys.
No, you're fine. You're good. I know what you meant.
Guys,
They met at the furry club, okay?
yeah. No, or what you can do is go after the MILF.
Oh God.
Well, then you're gonna get them in trouble if you're in high school.
Well,
then
but
you're gonna
you,
get them in
but,
trouble.
but you won't be in trouble. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, that's true. I
Oh,
guess that's true.
God.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
Lord
I
have
think
mercy.
but no, yeah, like 2016, I think that is too much. That is too much of an age gap, and I'm pretty sure Zaptai has recognized that already in the past, and he has stated that he regretted like the whole thing as well. So he stated that his regret for that. But on top of that, how far did the plan, quote unquote, go? When you say plan to meet a minor to have sex, there's a lot loaded in that, all right? I do think what Red Kiwis did was worse because he claims that a 12-year-old looked like a 15-year-old.
And
I
that
don't
meant it was
know.
okay.
I have a little sister. She's just started high school. I've seen some of her friends. They're all like 14, 15. I'm sorry. None of them look 12. I've never seen a 12-year-old that looks like a 15-year-old, okay? I've seen some 12-year-olds that look like 10-year-olds. I've seen them look young for their age. I've never seen a 12-year-old that looks particularly old for their age. So, one, that's why I don't really believe Red Kiwis. And two, he did send his dick to this girl. He did show his dick to this girl. Zaptai didn't do that. And I think that is different. And on top of that, the thing is, when you're trying to go through this stuff, by oversimplifying it, on one hand, he's oversimplifying so many different points. Because Red Kiwis, again, never showed any remorse for his actions.
Yep.
Zaptai did. And Nick pointing out that the girl might have been trying to be manipulative, I don't remember exactly Nick's videos, because I know Nick did talk to Heather. That's already been proven. I don't know if Heather herself has said that she was manipulative at the time, or she regrets like the way she handled things at the time. And yes, the onus is still on Zaptai because he's the adult in the situation. I'm not going to deny that. But bringing up things like, oh, maybe she was being manipulative, again, that doesn't take responsibility away from Zaptai. But if she herself has admitted that she was manipulative at the time, I don't think there's anything wrong with pointing that out.
No, yeah, objectively, Red Kiwis is worse. And then when he's confronted, not only by Keemstar, but by the mother, he shows no remorse, and all he does is defend his actions. And he has a video of himself not regretting any actions he did whatsoever.
And
He still surrounds
and
himself
remember,
with people.
He reoffended. He interacted with this girl when he was 17 and she was 12, and when he was 19 and she was 14. He reoffended as well. Like, it's been so long, so maybe I'm mixing stories up and that's not what happened, but I'm so certain that that's what happened with the Red Kiwi situation. I think he reoffended 2 years later. And that's when he got caught, when he was 19.
Yeah, so Red Kiwis, objectively more evil.
Yes, I think
is the
so.
legality of the two of them having sex in real life, as Zaptai was planning to do that. The defense made is the age the girl gave Zaptai was 16, and 16 is the age of consent in both Washington, USA, where she lived, and 16 in Canada, where Zaptai was from. And because of this, it was a completely legal relationship.
On top of that, from a legal standpoint, wherever he was at the time had a legal consent age of 16, as confirmed by the entire cast of Hot Wet Soup, unless they were lying. Whether it was Canada or a state that he resided in, he could have legally had sex with this girl.
This legal argument completely falls apart simply due to the fact the federal age of consent in the US is 18. In America, it's even illegal to have sex with someone under 18 if you cross state lines to a state with a lower age of consent. Like I said earlier, when you make a legal argument to defend someone, it actually has to be legal the whole way through. The most laughable part of Diorio's original Zaptai video.
So it is a federal offense. Okay, so the federal age of consent is 18, but the reason why the states, like, if he lived in Washington and she lived in Washington, then he wouldn't have had to cross state lines, right?
Right.
Like, she lived in Washington. No, is that not what Alberto just said?
Yeah.
Or Nick just said?
Back it up. Let me see. Let me hear it again.
I don't know if they said where she was from.
So, being his due to the fact the federal age of consent in the US is 18. In America, it's even illegal.
Yeah.
That he resided in, he could have legally had sex with this
Okay.
Legal standpoint, wherever he was at the time, had a legal consent age of 16, as confirmed by the entire cast of Hot Wet Soup, unless they were lying. Whether it was Canada or a state that he
No,
resided in,
you have to keep going back because I think it was a part where Miguel said the age of age of consent. All right, I think we're
Okay.
finally here.
I was 16,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
16 is the age of consent in both Washington, USA, where she lived, and 16 in Canada, where Zaptai was from. And because of this, it was a
Okay.
completely legal
Okay.
relationship.
Let it play. Let it
Okay.
play. Let Nick say his piece.
On top of that, from
Okay.
a legal standpoint, wherever he was at the time, had a legal consent age of 16, as confirmed by the entire cast of Hot Wet Soup, unless they were lying. Whether it was Canada or a state that he resided in, he could have legally had sex with this girl.
This legal argument completely
Yep,
falls
that's
apart
true.
simply due to
Yeah.
So they were both in Washington. Oh my god! I wish I could double check if Zaptai was in Washington. Do we know where Zaptai was at that time?
Not to my knowledge.
Is there a way to find out?
Let me check his Wikitubia.
Let's ask Big B directly. Yeah.
I could, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to talk about this situation
What?
ever again. These fucking freaks just keep bringing it up.
Nah, just show him like that picture of Michael Alberto. It'll show he's trustworthy.
Oh god.
Oh, hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
But yeah. Oh, we do have. Do you want to take a caller real quick? While we're
Sure, we can take a caller.
Yeah, while we're getting everything sorted out here, let's let Simp Man call in. Guys want to be real simps? Go ahead and hit that like button. Simp Man, you are on the air, sir.
Hey, yeah, God, I can't believe you guys actually went through that whole thing. I stopped after 15 minutes of watching that stupid video.
Well, we gotta have the content.
Yeah, I can understand that you want content, but fucking hell, dude, Michael Alberto just sounds so god awful. Like,
What are
I
you
can't believe
talking about? He has he has a voice for radio.
He has the perfect nasally voice of every fucking dweeb that I knew in high school.
But right before they get shoved into the locker.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking hell, holy shit. But yeah, no, I the only thing that I was really questioning is like Michael Alberto really doesn't do any full deep dive research into this. He doesn't listen to the full re-Zaptai and reevaluating the whole thing from future standpoint where they had their recent one, like what was that, 2-3 years ago, and then he goes in way more depth about the stupid video that was done over 5 years ago. Still, he doesn't do any real research on any of this. I mean, the problem that I even have with a lot of it was, what is it? When Zaptai is admitting that he's getting nudes and lewds and everything, and it's all just confirmed that it was on her Instagram already, I'm like, it's kind of a problem, but it's not too much of an issue for my liking. I mean, I'm just saying that it's pretty much fucking cringe to just hear about it.
Well, the situation itself, I don't think anyone's denying that, the situation itself was just completely bad to ever have, in the situation. But the problem comes from, people are trying to paint it 20 different ways.
Yeah, you have technicals portraying it as if you think Zero's bad, Zaptai's way worse. You got Alberto, who's just doing it because he hates Nicholas Diorio now, and you have, I don't even know who else was even in this to be an all.
Flam was associated with this a little bit for a brief moment, and then him and Alberto had a falling out. Probably, you know what the real reason for their falling out probably was for? It's probably because they disagreed on an anime take. My waifu is the best. No, my waifu is.
Okay, I believe. Okay, so from what I'm looking at, so crossing state lines does not grant free pass. Crossing state lines relations invoke the law. So whatever state Zaptai lived in was the age of consent was 16, but also where she lived was 16. So crossing state lines, from what I'm looking at, means that if he lived in a state where it was 18, or if she lived in a state where it was 18, but they went to the other state where it's 16, that would invoke federal law.
because you're trying to bypass your state law.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if getting tried by the state would invoke, I don't know if you were getting charged federally. I don't know even how that would work exactly because I don't know that much about law. I think that would invoke whatever the federal laws are. But if you're getting charged by the state, you go by the state laws. Now, if he crossed state lines to meet up with her, no, I think it works both ways. If he was living in a state that was 18 or she was in one that's 18, then that would do the whole crossing state lines thing. I don't think, from what I'm looking at, it is invoked if you cross to another state with the same legal age.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
I'm not too familiar
But
with
again,
law.
it's another legal argument where the waters are kind of muddied. It's not like black and white. So for Alberto to come at this so like gung ho when he doesn't have anything really concrete, it's like a lot of stuff that would take a lot more time than he's actually able to invest or understand due to his lack of brain power to solve this whole thing.
Thank you so much, Simp Man, for calling in.
Thank you, and please keep up the good work. I've been missing some good content.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And guys, if you want to keep up with the good content, make sure you hit that subscribe button.